Affirmative? Negative. Okay, if we are making affirmative commands, what's the quick and easy way to say this is how you make affirmative command? How do we do it? If I had the verb comer, for example. Affirmative command, saying, like, eat the hamburger.
Put it into the u5l2 usted.
This box. The usted box of what we're going to use. This new word, I want to make sure that this starts becoming part of our, the board's not right, the indicative. So the indicative is what we call in Spanish, it's a mood, but it's the third person singular of the present indicative. That's like the formal name from all the stuff we've already learned. Like all of these verbs back here, the present, the sudden past, the descriptive past, present, preterite, imperfect, we learned the progressive, the perfect, and all those with the AHO and asablado. Those are all present indicative, preterite indicative, imperfect indicative. That's just the formal name of that. Those are all facts. If I said, she is tall, or he wanted to go to the store, I used to have a cat, those are all facts, right? And so with that, in Spanish, we have different moods in which we speak, and the indicative is the formal name, like it's like the big umbrella. Does that make sense? It's just the mood, those are all facts. So it doesn't mean much right now, but we will be working on another mood called the subjunctive. Subjunctive, if I can get my pen to write. The subjunctive is another mood, and all in Spanish 4, we start to look at different uses for the subjunctive, but it's more of the wishy-washy stuff, and this -2 command is the first form of the subjunctive that we practice. So, how do we make a -2 command? Comer would be come, if I'm saying eat, come. What's the negative form? Don't eat. Don't eat my
No me comes.
hamburger. We're going to use,
Oh, comas.
it's going to be that 2-form ending, but what is the key? You first have to put it in the yo form. With comer, it's not that big a deal, right? Comer goes to como, right? We look at the yo form. But after I put it in the yo form, then what do I have to do?
Add the
opposite endings. And doing this whole process is called forming the subjunctive. So it's basically that 2 form of the subjunctive. Yo form, it's an ER verb. ER verbs, you add AS, and then or IR verbs, I should say. I don't know what's wrong with my pen. I apologize. AR verbs add ES. So, comer is an ER verb. We say no comas. No comas. You okay with that?
Sí.
If it's the verb tener, that's where things get a little tricky, because the yo form of tener is tango. Tango. You drop the O, and it's an ER verb, so we say no tengas. Right? Tengas. No tengas. If it's if it is a stem changing verb, like closing the door. Don't close the door. The verb is cerrar. Right? The yo form of cerrar is a stem changer in the boot, right? Cierro. Drop the O. Opposite ending. Cierres. ES. No cierres la puerta. No cierres la puerta. One last thing, let's switch back to the affirmative commands. There was a group of irregulars. Do you remember those? What the song? Like that. Right here. Should we sing it?
Yes.
All right.
I don't remember it.
The O and the Saints go watching. All right, here we go. Watching and not watching. Sí,
Sí.
1, 2, 3. Vente Ponsal, Asti se ve. 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 Okay. We did talk about how ear is ve. It is irregular. Yes, the verb ver would be the same thing, but we don't usually use the verb ver in commands to see. We say look, like look at the board. Don't hey see the board. We don't. That's when I say I'm telling you to do something. We use the verb mirar to look at. Mira look. So that's kind of keeps those separate. And I think I accidentally wrote on that sheet one incorrect one that I didn't even address. I didn't realize it till the other class was in. If you have that, maybe I wrote da on there. Dar. Dar is not irregular, it's just da. Give. Da.
I don't think we noticed.
Okay. I don't think we did either. That's okay. Just know the song. All right, so let's practice on our dry erase boards. Okay. Let's see here. Here, let me put this up. I was talking about the indicative. So just think of it as an umbrella. All those things that we've learned fit under that indicative umbrella. Whereas the subjunctive, let me rewind my thought. The other mood is subjunctive, and so we will start looking at these. Okay, just start using those in your brains. Keep an eye out. Here, I'll show it to you. You don't have to write it down. But those things that are opinions, doubts, wishy-washy, and those negative two commands fit under the subjunctive. So, alrighty, let's practice here. What I'd like for you to do on your dry erase boards is practice the affirmative command and the negative command. Okay? And I'm just going to use my dry erase or my app. You guys have this, what's this app called? Conjuverb app with the school pot for you. It is called the imperative tense. Imperative is the command form. You just you focus in on that, and you can practice to your heart's desires. You do need to spend a little bit of time on this on your own, but we'll do as much as we can here. So let's use the verb escuchar. Start easy. Why is this board not working? Escuchar.
Are you going to show us one song?
Huh?
One song that you were so excited to show?
Oh, yes, I will hear it again. Yeah. All right, so you can show myself or Cully the affirmative form and the negative form. And then we will go through these as quick as we can. So you're going to say, listen, or don't listen. Listen to me. Won't listen.
Oh, that's right.
See. Yeah, see. I'll go over there. Okay. Oh, yeah. All right, so escuchar, let me just do it this way, goes to escucha and no escuches. Okay. Oh, this is next one is the verb decir. You're going to say, don't say, or don't tell. The verb is decir. It's tricky. Remember, with the negative form, you have to put it in the yo form first.
No.
Close. There you go. And then you gotta sing a song. Make sure it's not in the song for the affirmatives. This is pronounced de. You say ventan consal. See.
Just everything. Oh man.
This is gonna be a G, not a J. That's the preterite has J in it. D-ho. The yo form of desir. D-go. C. It's a G. So desir is D-ho. The yo form present tense is D-go. Alright, so I threw a tricky one at you right away. Desir is in the song for the affirmatives. Ventem pensal, as dicere. And then don't say the yo form is digo. So it is just one of those verbs that it's irregular in that yo form and it's easy switched up with the preterite. Right? The preterite is diho for he said. So digo is the yo form. You drop the O, opposite ending. Since it's an IR verb, we say as. Digas. Sometimes we have I think it's down here somewhere. No digas eso. Don't say that. That's a negative command. No digas eso. Don't say that. Bueno.
No me importa.
Let's see. All right. Next one. We're going to say ask. Preguntar. Preguntar. Ask. Don't ask. If you guys have your notes, I need to add one little side note. I'm not sure we got to it in class the other day. See. Oops. Excellent. Take it over there. Okay. Okay. Muy bien. Pregunta. And no preguntes. So what if I wanted to say in a command, affirmative command, ask me. Like, yeah, ask me the question, ask me. And I'm using that pronoun at the end. What do I do with pronouns with affirmative commands? I add it to the end. So if I wanted to say, ask me, pregúntame. Now listen how you just said that. Pregúntame. Where's the accent at? Where's
You.
On? No, you said it right. On the U. Pregúntame. It's the third. So here's the me is the last accent, is the last syllable. The ta is the second to last. The third to last syllable has to be accented. Pregúntame. Because the natural sound of pregunta, that it has it on the U, you just want to maintain wherever it was. If by adding those pronouns, it becomes preguntame. So you want to keep the original sound. Pregúntame. Pregúntame. Okay. Do you guys remember cargar verbs in the preterite?
Yeah.
What do we have to do with cargar verbs?
Change
G
them.
to G, C to C to G.
G to gar. So it's C's changed to
C.
QU and Z's changed to C. Why did we do that in the preterite?
To change the sound.
To make it sound like the original sound of the verb, right? So like the verb sacar became sake. Oh, you know what? The next one let's do pagar. Let's do this together. What's the affirmative command of pagar?
Page.
Affirmative. Paga. Sí. Paga la cuenta. Pay the bill. Págala. Pay it. But the yo form here is pago. We drop the O. What's the opposite ending?
Pagues.
You said it correctly. We have to make it a cargar zar verb. So you might want to add that into your notes that cargar zar exists with these negative 2 commands as well. Okay? We have to maintain the original sound. Pagues. Not too hard for us to understand because we're already used to it in the preterite. So let's keep going here. I did that one. Ooh. Oh, careful on this one. Hacer. Like, make a cake. Or do it. So, do or don't do. Do your homework. Don't do your homework. Here you go. Do you remember this one, Charlie?
Yeah.
It's all coming back to you now. Close. How do you say it? Sing the song. Perfecto. Ven, ten, Fonso, as dice, sí. As dice,
Ah, because we still haven't got it.
no.
Where's my boy?
I got 2 letter groups.
Nice, good job.
How do you say talk? Or like to talk, right? How do you say to talk?
To talk is hablar or speak. But you're telling somebody like to be quiet? Ooh, that's a command. Let's work it out.
No, I got it. No hables.
It's callar, say.
Callarse.
Is to quiet oneself.
No.
All right, so the affirmative command is as on hacer, but the yo form is hago. You drop the O, opposite ending, as. No hagas. All right, let's do callarse. It's reflexive, so it's got a little pronoun you got to deal with. Remember those pronouns. This is a to command. I have 2 commands. So affirmative commands, pronouns attach. Negative commands, they go in front. This is the verb to be quiet.
I do know that. I remember saying that before. Camila tells me it all the time.
So how do you say don't? And so this, because we're dealing with 2 commands, the say has to go to te. Don't forget an accent too. Remember when you attach pronouns, you have to have accents in that original sound. The third to last syllable. Callar, kaya is the verb, kaya. Affirmative commands, the say has to become a te because it is a to command. Where does the accent go?
On the first day.
On the first A, the third to last syllable. Aw. Aw. What did I just do? That's strange.
Cállate.
I don't know why. Command Z. I don't know. It should be right there. I can't get it to work. Cállate. How about don't be quiet?
No te calles.
No te calles. Oh, sí. No te calles. Okay. On a scale, show me in your on your mano, your day? How are you feeling about these? I feel like we should be at least about a 3. Is where I'm thinking we should be. Okay. All week we're working on commands. Okay. We have a few minutes left. I have a really fun app to show you. Wednesday, we have a vocab quiz. So you need to be studying your vocab. Okay? Wednesday. On Friday, we're going to watch, it's a TV show called Nailed It. But it's from, have you seen this? It's like, they're like Pinterest fails, right? But it's Nailed It Mexico. So it's like a cooking competition. A bunch of fails. We're going to be listening for commands. Tomorrow we'll play Quizlet Live or Mata Moscas, whatever you'd like to do.
I'm guessing the freshmen are the ones who don't erase the boards.
Huh?
I'm guessing freshmen are the ones that don't erase the boards.
Possibly. I don't know. So there's a fun app. It's an app if you guys are juniors, so you can download it. Lyrics Training is the app. If you ever want to, or you can just do it on the Google if you want as well on Chrome. But it's if you love music, if you love singing, if you love Spanish, this is the website for you to go to. We can do this together. Any language, you can change your language. All of these language has music videos, and you can pick one. So I've never heard